I think the mistake they made, and I've said on my podcast, she should have never become the CEO and chairman overnight. Because now when people have questions, you got to answer them, right? You're not just a grieving widow, which there has to be respectability for and space and allowing her to be a mother, but you very quickly decided that you were equipped to be Charlie. Well, guess what? That's going to be a trial by fire, okay? Charlie had to go through it. It's painful. The public's going to go through every layer of your life. They're going to and so people go, it's not fair. You can't do what we call this is the post-school shooting thing, which is like a school shooting is such a tragic event. And then suddenly they're like, you have to listen to David Hogg and you can't question David Hogg. It's like, but I got effing questions for David Hogg, right? If you're now going to say that I have to accept him as a political leader, I'm sorry if a tragedy happened to you, it's fair for me to say, David Hogg, I have why are you on CNN? And I think that's happening. And so people are feeling like, hey, it's not fair to ask her any questions because her husband just died. Okay, but they should have put in place an interim CEO. Like that's what any company would do. You would just say for a couple of months, we got to figure things out. The COO is going to become the CEO and give everybody time to grieve and kind of address the fact that this is like a new company and like we've got to figure things out without the head of the company, So I think they made a managerial error. All is fair in love and war is what I mean. It's like that if you're going to be in that position, everyone goes through it. You're going through it. I'm going through it every day. That's what it means to be. That's it's the downsides of fame. Like they're going to go through every area of your life. So I think it's not fair, but it's fair. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone does it. It's just a part of being in the public eye.
Okay, so there's this rumor floating around that Donald Trump is quietly stepping in to protect Erika Kirk. And that's when Erika Kirk became the center of everything. Instead of stepping back, Erika stepped forward. She became the public face of Charlie's legacy, front and center in everything he left behind. She wasn't hiding. She was everywhere. Then came the memorial. And this is where it changes. At Charlie's memorial, Erika publicly forgave the man accused of killing her husband. That moment flipped the entire public perception. People were moved, inspired even.
Give him.
But Candace, she started looking closer. That act of forgiveness, combined with whispers that Erika may have once been close to Candace herself, triggered something deeper.
Enough, 20 minutes before even seeing that post, I saw this picture of Erika Kirk and Candace Owens at Candace's wedding. So many of my followers have had questions about what their relationship is actually like. Did they know each other pretty well? Or was Candace just friends with Charlie and really didn't know Erika very well?
The connection between them, whatever it was, made Candace question everything. She began revisiting old power structures, internal dynamics at Turning Point USA, and how tightly information was controlled after Charlie's death. She started asking who was making decisions, who had access, and who benefited from the silence. What started as personal grief turned into something bigger.
If I tell you the true prophecy that I know in my gut, I am not sure if I will live to see the end of this revolution.
He didn't say that.
I believe you were the piece that God meant me to meet that will finish the fight.
This is not okay. It's not healthy.
She wasn't just mourning anymore. She was investigating. And the more she dug, the more she suggested this wasn't just tragedy. It was systemic. But here's where the pressure started building.
And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that. We're doing the same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. Please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there.
As Candace pushed harder, the narrative turned on her. She became the problem, the one causing division, the one who couldn't let it go, the one disrespecting Charlie's memory by refusing to move on.
Thing right there is frustrating, and I'm going to explain to you why. I just do not accept any of that. First and foremost, the idea that she does not have time. Okay, she definitely has time, okay? She's done Hannity, she's done The Five, she's done Fox and Friends, she's done Outnumbered, she's done Megyn Kelly Live, she sat down with the New York Times. She made time, by the way, in case you don't remember, to fly to DC for Sergio Gore to be sworn into the ambassador to India, as the ambassador to India, which feels kind of obscure and not necessarily related to Turning Point USA affairs, building affairs, or whatever it is. But sure, that's fine.
She asked Erika to sit down and talk multiple times, publicly, privately, but her requests were ignored. Radio silence.
But Ellison has gotten very close with Bari Weiss. Bari has presented herself as a champion of free speech, but in reality, she has a 20-year history of suppressing speech that she finds objectionable. With her becoming Ellison's kind of personal enforcer, outside the normal chain of command within the organization. Many people, including me, are concerned that she will enforce a right-leaning ideology on the whole network.
Then CBS News stepped in. They hosted a town hall centered entirely on Erika Kirk, moderated by Bari Weiss, and framed it as serious journalism.
Podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
It had the lighting, the stage setup, the gravitas of a major national moment. During that town hall, Candace's name came up.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
And Erika's response? Brief, cutting, controlled. She didn't elaborate. She didn't defend. She just moved on.
Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen. In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point.
To Candace, that moment didn't feel like reporting. It felt like a message, a public dismissal wrapped in journalistic packaging. And the views on her episodes kept climbing. Millions of people were watching, commenting, sharing. The audience was hooked. So Turning Point USA announced they would confront her claims head on.
Candace is available. We would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court.
Yay! Finally, you didn't have to get through all that shade that you were throwing me to get to the point that you were willing to answer questions.
They scheduled a live stream, promised receipts, documentation, point-by-point rebuttals. The whole thing was set to go public. Anticipation was building. And then, without warning, it was postponed. No explanation, no new date, just silence. That's when things took another turn. Instead of the public confrontation, Erika announced she and Candace would meet privately. She called it a productive conversation before it even happened. But the timing, that raised red flags. From Candace's perspective, the private meeting stopped her from responding publicly while attention was still hot. It pulled the conversation out of the spotlight right when people were paying the most attention. It neutralized her momentum. And that's when Trump's name started coming up again. Candace alleges Trump has been quietly backing Erika this whole time. Not publicly, not on social media, behind the scenes. She claims his influence in conservative media helps keep Erika shielded, while critics suddenly hit invisible walls. Doors that were open before, closed. Platforms that would normally host debate, suddenly unavailable. She's not saying Trump orchestrated Charlie's death or anything like that. She's saying his presence keeps the situation contained, neat, controlled, easy to move past. And the questions Candace wanted answered, where is it? Who did it? Why hasn't it been shown? None of them got addressed. Instead, she became the villain. After the private meeting, Erika posted an update. She said the conversation was productive and it was time to shift focus back to AmFest and getting back to work. The tone was optimistic, forward-looking, almost corporate. Then Candace broke her silence.
4.5 hours later, I'm alive. I'm totally fine, and I'm sorry. I was going to do a show for you guys this evening, but I am truly exhausted. Very productive conversation. I asked every single question. I mean, from Egyptian planes to Turning Point USA faith. And I was very surprised by some of the answers that I got. And I think they were also very surprised when I shared certain intel.
She confirmed that according to her, the meeting went well.
This probably should have happened a very long time ago, but I wanted to let you guys know that I am alive, and I will have the full rundown for you guys tomorrow of what transpired. And yeah, I think it was definitely a very big step in the right direction. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
She seemed upbeat, positive, almost too positive, but But fans weren't buying it. Something felt off. The energy didn't match what they'd been watching for weeks. People started questioning why Candace seemed unusually calm after pushing so hard for so long. Some even speculated she'd been threatened, pointing to how she opened her video by saying she was alive. That line stuck with people. Why would she say that unless she felt unsafe? Because here's the thing, if everything were truly resolved, why the urgency to move discussions behind closed doors? Why the sudden quiet from key figures after the meeting? Why did everyone who was talking suddenly stop at the same time? The silence doesn't feel like closure. It feels like containment, like someone hit pause on a story that was getting too loud, and with powerful names hovering in the background and certain voices abruptly stopping. This story doesn't feel finished. It feels paused, like something's waiting just beneath the surface, ready to break open again. So what happens next? That depends on whether that private meeting clarified the truth or just raised even more red flags. Either way, people are watching. They're screenshot saving. They're archiving everything, and they're not done asking questions.